So, welcome everybody to my garage project. As you can see, I've set up a couple of sawhorses. I have 2x4s, and in here I've got 4x8 sheets of plywood, particle board, cheap. I'm going to be building shelves in that particular area of the garage, which I've cleared out. They're going to be shelves just like these ones that I built previously. Um, They are sturdy as heck, and they store a whole lot of stuff because I have a whole lot of stuff. So anyway, um, just wanted to show the before picture. Um, I'll come back on, and when I have this framed, I'll show the frame. Okay, so I wanted to show the first support beam that I've got going on here. This is a 2x4x8. I had to cut it off. What I did was I leaned it right against there and then cut it off. I made a mark on it at the corner up there across the 2x4 so I can cut it off at exactly the height of the other side. That way I didn't really need to measure anything. The shelf's not going to be way up there in the top, but I'm doing the support so it's got something way up there anyway. There's going to be another cross beam at the level of the shelf that I want. But to get this beam to be straight and correct on the bottom needs to be shorter than the top. So what I did was I cut that to the exact length of how far I wanted the shelf, which is 2 feet wide, which is exactly half of one of those sheets. It's going to be 8 feet that way, and so exactly half a sheet will fit nicely on each shelf. Cut 2 of those exactly the same, and then took one, put it in like that, put a mark on where that level is so that I could cut it off and it would be the correct length on the bottom. So when I nail that in, it'll go exactly in that corner, which will pull this to be exactly plumb. I'll use a level to make sure that that comes out nice and straight. Other than that, what was I going to say? That's going to be, I'm going to make one more of those. That's going to go over there. Then the middle is going to need a support, but I'm not going to make a pole that goes up the middle. I'm just going to use the support from where the shelves are to frame it out so that that gets all the support it needs. That bottom is not going to attach to the wall. The plywood sheet wood will attach to that and make it stable. So it's only going to attach up there. And I will probably use a couple pieces of 2x4 just along the back to nail down the plywood so that it is nice and solid. There's my wife. Guess I better stop taping now. All right, we got the major work done for the first shelf. Wanted to show the floor pattern I'm using for supporting the sheet wood. I'm going to put 2 scraps along the back, and just a couple little foot pieces in the front. I put them right in front of studs and right along the crack so I know where they are when I go to um, put a nail into them. Um, but that's going to be first shelf. I had to cut a um, notch into that side and a notch into that side to accommodate for the 2x4 uprights because the 8-foot sheet was just a little bit longer than um, the inside of that to the inside of that wall stud. Um, so it'll overhang maybe a quarter inch on each side, but that's okay. Wasn't worth cutting the whole 4x8 down. I just notched it. Okay, that's that part. When I get this done, I'll have my helpers get some more wood moved around, and we'll move on to the next shelf, and I'll show how I'm going to size that up properly. All right, thanks. Okay, at this point, my foot and my back are killing me, but between us, we got the framing completed. Let me show you real quick how I got the height of that. Put 2 bins there, because that's what we're going to be storing on there. I stuck a 2x4 on top of the bin, and then marked over here the top of the 2x4, and I made it the bottom of the 2x4 I installed. So that makes sure I've got plenty of give and take underneath there to put 2 bins all the way across. I didn't do that on the old shelf, and if you look level, that one's lower than this one. 2 bins don't fit underneath there gracefully. So we're only doing 1 bin and then boxes on top of that or other items, which is fine. It doesn't really matter that much. I installed in the middle a hanger off of the rafter that goes to the middle because the bottom had support, and I didn't want to run a pole all the way up because I wanted the space down below. So I've got this as a hanger, and this is fully supported by all the other stuff that's around here. It ain't going nowhere. I've got a couple of 2x4s on the walls to support the back of the plywood, and I'm going to have to notch, and notch to slide that through and put it on, screw it down, and then we're done. So one more little skip, and I'll show the finished product in a minute. Okay, folks, our shelves are done. I'd like to thank my son-in-law and my other daughter's boyfriend for coming over and helping me move things and move the wood that I can't lift on my own and all that. It was fun teaching them a few ins and outs, and I hope you learned some too along the way. Or at least got some ideas for shelf building in your garage. These things are super sturdy. They're not going nowhere. No movement whatsoever. Little hang decoration or store decorations and all that stuff that's hanging out in my garage right now in the middle of the floor. And I'll be able to actually come in here and play music and shoot darts and whatever. Turn it into the man cave it should be. So that's it. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like and share button if you're so inclined. Thank you once again to my assistants, for which none of this would have been possible. Thank you.